robot. My kids are across the street doing an obstacle course. And my wife put together a nice little obstacle course for them to do. She'll be videotaping it, and we'll see if there's any gems we can share on Facebook. But the one I want is the one where my wife goes and she beats all the kids. Anyway, so TGI Friday, we'll be doing a happy hour Q&A at the end of this.
I could bring you.
Yeah, you don't have half hour. My producer, director, and bartender and wife. Yes, it's hard to believe it's been 2 weeks. She's gone. One more thing for her to set up for me. I was busily getting this one ready to go, as I always am, but now these are going to be coming at you on a once-a-week basis. Unless something major, catastrophic happens that it throws a big hiccup in the system, which I do not foresee happening, then it will just continue to be once a week, Fridays at 3 o'clock. And that way everybody knows exactly when it's at. We can wrap up our week and talk about what's going on and prepare for the following week based upon all the data and everything else that I have out there. So without further ado, oops, I gotta plug something else in. All right, here we go. So, a quantitative economics and decision sciences major from UC San Diego, 29 years in business, Orange County native, Capital Valley High School grad, 9 kids, avid runner. We're a Brady Bunch family. I brought 6, my wife brought 2, I adopted hers, she adopted mine, and there we go. We had a bonus baby who's been doing a really good job on potty training. Better than our dog. Our dog is going backwards a couple steps. She gets really excited to see you. You don't want her on your lap when she gets excited with somebody new that comes in the room. Needs a little help there. I've been in the press, and our company is Reports on Housing. It is your local real estate snapshot. It is what you look at in order to ascertain where are we today and where are we going. What's the flavor of the market look like? You can't really tell that based upon closed sales data. CAR just released their data down a little bit and year over year, but much better than the month of May. So June's data looks good. We've already done that. We've already done the closed sales data. I'm not even going to get into it because I have other things that I want to get into. Because closed sales data is like paying attention in the past. I'm here to tell you July is going to look better than prior years. That's just based upon the velocity of where we're at right now in the system. So knowing that, June not as good, better than May, and July is going to look even better. So that's closed sales data. I don't know how you operate based upon looking at closed sales data, because what I want to look at is what's going on today, and that is what does the supply of homes look like, active inventory, and what does the demand look like the last 30 days worth of pending sales. From that we can ascertain what's the expected market time. Buyers, sellers should all know what their expected market time is, how it's going, any evolution in that, and what's going on within their price range. There's a difference between attached and detached, all that good stuff. It's about setting expectations of all consumers, ourselves included, and what we see in the data will tell us exactly where we're at. It'll reflect exactly what you're feeling if you're in the marketplace as a real estate professional or as a buyer or seller. You'll know based upon the feeling. The data really backs up what you're feeling. And we have a report for LA, Orange County, San Bernardino, Riverside, and San Diego. And San Bernardino and Riverside, we just crunched the numbers yesterday from last night, and those will be coming to San Bernardino and Riverside this coming up Monday. The one that was released this week was released on Monday. We crunched those numbers last Thursday. And that report is called Why Do Some Homes Sit? It's very hard to believe that there are still homes that sit. The market, even within the last couple of weeks, has even gotten a little bit stronger, and within the last week it's gotten even stronger, and yet there's a number of homes that sit in every single price range. So I explain exactly why that happens and occurs within the marketplace. You think price is all of it, but that's only part of the equation as to why some homes sit. So in it, this is what the reports look like. I'm going to go over it again just so that everybody kind of sees what it is, because we did an update to it. This is the brand new report, and we have new charts This is we after talking about one topic sitting on the market, each every 2 weeks we come up with something brand new. From there, we talk about the active listing inventory. That's very important on every single report basis to talk about, as well as demand. Where is demand right now compared to last year, prior years? And then what does the luxury end look like? How has it been evolving within the last couple weeks? Also, we compare it to where it's sometime when we see a trend happening over the course of this year, and we also compare it to last year, and then we talk about what's happening in each and every of those price ranges within luxury. Luxury is defined a little bit differently for marketplaces. 1.5 million plus for LA, Orange County, and San Diego. It's 1.25 million plus, and then San Bernardino Riverside is 650 plus. That's approximately the top 10% of the marketplace. And then we do a housing summary. This is one of the things, if you're a subscriber, that you can place on social media, your Facebook, blogs, websites. This is one of them, because you can't put the whole entire report, but you can do this. We also have an excerpt. It's these are emailed to you, these reports, and there's a whole bunch of links at the bottom. This is one of the links that you can download and then upload it to wherever you need it as well. And there's an excerpt link for also social media to, hey, for the full report, contact me, that type of thing. We updated all of our charts. This is, you can see we drilled down by city for the LA and San Diego, for the cities of LA and San Diego. They're so big that we actually drilled it down by area as well. So this report talks about every single city as well as those big areas, and you can see, like, here's La Jolla. What does the active listing inventory look like? What is demand? That's the last 30 days worth of pending sales. What's the expected market time in La Jolla? What was it 2 weeks ago? What was it 4 weeks ago, expected market time in days? And what was it last year? So these are the kind of things you want to see, as well as price ranges, attached versus detached versus all homes in each of the price ranges. And then we also have a sold report. I still bring you a sold report. I don't really talk about it that much because, like I said, we're not really trying to operate our vehicle in the rearview mirror, but I still bring it. And I also have a distress report. And then finally, a Southern California housing report, where it just talks about each of the Southern California markets, what the expected market time, what was it 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 1 year ago, all that good stuff, even 2 years ago. So go to reportsonhousing.com, REPORTS on housing.com, and click on subscribe. And you click on subscribe, and I also have a sample report section for you to take a look at what it looks like. Like I said, it comes out every 2 weeks. It's emailed. There's a whole bunch of links at the bottom, and it comes out every 2 weeks for a reason, and that's because I crunch numbers on Thursdays, and if I do it every other week, it comes out twice a month. And there are 2 months where it comes out where you get 3 reports. It's $15 per month, $150 per year. You get a month free if you sign up using the coupon code July. Sponsor, I want to thank Kevin Buddy. I've known him for a very long time. Kevin Buddy's absolutely fantastic. He's at Monarch Coast Financial, fabulous lender. He's been around doing lending for a very, very long time, and they have a lot of different products. There's more than one kind of borrower. There's more than one kind of loan. When it comes to qualifying borrowers, look no further than Monarch Coast Financial to offer unique lending solutions. And they have full documentation loans, like the normal kind of loans, as well as alternative documentation loans with bank statement loans, no tax returns, that type of investor financing, all the way to private money loans. So he does the full gamut. And it's all about experience. Experience counts. You can count on Kevin to find financing solutions to help more buyers finance their dream home. He's been around. He's been doing this since 1976. And he's been in the mortgage lending, helping home buyers and realtors with their financial needs. He really understands this. Great guy, too. He understands the economy, too, and all the economics, because he's been around for so long. He even talks about it as well. So my hats off go to Kevin Buddy. You can contact him and let him help you today. And you can reach him at 949-422-2075. That's 949-422-2075. So, want to thank him for his sponsorship, and here are some summer fun photos. A few fun photos. This is New Mexico. It says, "Thank you, masked visitors." I think this is a great billboard. Pretty fun. Oh yes, you need to wear your masks. The official flag of 2020. I saw this one today. I think this is brilliant. How about this? If 2020 was a carousel ride. Kind of funny, kind of not. All right. Warning, this next joke has a very bad dad pun kind of joke. Here we go. Please do not use soda machine to wash your hands. No matter how tempting, don't you do it. Love that. Refreshing dad joke. How about this one? Thou shalt wear a mask. Hygenesis 2020. Whew, that's good stuff. Southern California housing market. Let's get right into it. So, yes, we're still in the midst of the spring market. And it is sizzling hot like this beautiful dish. It is hot. The market is scorching, sizzling, caliente. Any other adjective you can find that the anecdote or its simile is too hot. So the active listing inventory, you can see this is where we're trailing, going the wrong direction. I'd like to see more inventory. A lot of people would. I was speaking to somebody that was in San Bernardino today. Man, seriously, San Bernardino. Place some more homes on the market, for Pete's sake. July 9th, that was a week ago, right? Already been a week from yesterday. 27,102, down 4% in 2 weeks. So this is where we're coming down, right? Last year we were at 43,932. That's the difference between this year and last year, that big gigantic space. That's up 62% more homes on the market last year. And then today, just did the numbers, didn't really change much from Tuesday. 26,723, basically down 1%. So you can see, finally, it looks like this is starting to level off as more homes come on the market. The reason more homes are coming on the market is because COVID-19 is losing its grip on homeowners not wanting to place their home on the market because of the virus. I know that the spread has continued to go up, but I can show you that everything has been getting a little bit better as far as the numbers are concerned for homeowners entering the fray. We've been dealing with this virus long enough where we get how to operate, and now we're starting to make plans that we had before. Okay, let's go ahead and sell our home. But this is the lowest level since May of 2013. So a long time ago. And as far as 2013 was concerned, that was an extremely hot, scorching, hot, sizzling market like today. So we got COVID-19 is still suppressing demand, but like I said, it is losing its grip. So I just did this again, and I'll do it again this coming up Tuesday and massage this number a little bit further because I did it from yesterday. More homes come on the market, and then they put the list date as of yesterday. So and that continues to happen. So that's why this number continues to evolve. But the longer I go out and then I start comparing that number, the more solid it gets. By the time it gets Tuesday, it's pretty rock solid. So I imagine this is down 14%. It'll probably be close to down 12% when I do it Tuesday. But this is where it's at right now. So what I'm looking at is the last 4 weeks, how many homes came on the market compared to the 5-year average. It's only off by 14%, the number of homes coming on the market. And you're thinking, that's a lot of homes not coming on the market. However, it was almost as high as 50% back in April. So you can see how there are more homeowners that are inclined to place their home on the market. And if you're wondering about timing, as far as when should I come on the market, holy cow, if you're a homeowner wondering when to come on the market, it is time to sell like now, right now. And basically it is right now. Right now is the best time of the year to sell. And that's because the waves are perfect. And the reason is inventory is starting to stop dropping and demand is starting to peak. So from here, we'll get inventory maybe come up a little bit more for the rest of the summer, or stay flat as demand starts to fall. So what that means is that the expected market time will start to rise shortly. So this is the time period within this next week or two where you need to get on the market because you want to take advantage of surf's up. The waves are great. Come on. This is the time to be placing your home on the market. And like I said, It all has to do with things that are peaking. Demand is getting close to peaking. It's losing its juice as far as going further and further up. It's a low supply of homes, meaning demand is peaking. So we have that low supply that's flattening, and we have demand that is peaking right now. So that's why right now water is great. And it's not going to get much better than where it's at right now today. It's that whole supply and demand thing where we have that low supply and we have a really good demand, and that favors a great activity as far as when you place your home on the market, the number of looks you're going to get. So this is right now the time. And we're running out, we're into July. We're getting further into July, and you're going to run out of room because the kids will come back to school. We'll talk about that in a second. So Southern California housing demand, like I've talked about many, many times, is just rocketing forward. And it is being totally juiced by those low rates. COVID-19 is no longer a factor as far as demand is concerning. So it's not affecting demand at all, and it is starting to lose its grip on the supply of homes, the number of homes coming on the market. And so as far as demand is concerned, this is where we were a week ago, July 9th, 20,327. That was up 1% in 2 weeks. Last year, we were at 16,119. This is the purple line. So you can see we're way better than last year. That's 21% less than where we're at today. Are you getting this? So inventory is so low and demand is so high. And you could see there, I think CoreLogic came out with something where they said that prices are going to go down 6% by the end of this year. I'm here to tell you right now that's absolutely not going to happen. I have the charts and the data and the formulas and everything that I'm looking at that shows that's just not true. I don't know what they're exactly looking at, but makes headlines, that's for sure, but it's not the real story. This is the real story. This is the real charts and data and stats for all of Southern California if you're planning on doing anything real estate wise. Today we're at 20,893, so we went from 20,327 to 2893. It's not like zipping upward. However, this is still up 3%, so it's going to be up slightly when we do this next point in a week from yesterday. And it is the highest demand level when I go backwards, looking at every single 2-week period. It's the highest demand level since August of 2012. So you can see we have very, very high demand, very, very low supply. So as far as where this peak usually happens this is where, and I talked about this on Tuesday, so I'm only going to go over this really quick, but this is where we typically peak as far as demand is concerned. It is somewhere between April and the middle of May. Instead, we're pushing this thing out. And we're pushing it out because we had COVID-19 and now we have this zooming. So when are we peaking? It looks like we're going to be peaking probably within the next one will be where our peak is. And then after that, it will start to trail down. So we're going to have one more good reading, that's next week, and then it'll start to trail down. That's most likely case scenario that is going to occur. Then the kids go back to school. Kids go back to school in at the end of August. And right now, we all know from Newsom that if you're in a bad county, we're going to start to see that the numbers will start getting better in some of the counties because I think we're learning our lesson and we know what to do. This is not brand new to us, so we know what we need to do. We need to stop farting around and having big giant parties with masks off and having everybody over. That's just not a good recipe for doing this stuff. We're mindful. Wear a mask, for Pete's sake. So, but where are we going to go after school goes back into session? Well, it's not the best time to make a move. And so we're going to get demand start to drop. At the same time, though, I want to say that inventory drops. So inventory drops because it's not the most advantageous time to place your home on the market is when the kids go back to school. And it's too disruptive to place your home on the market if you have kids. It's also too disruptive to be looking for a home if you have kids. It doesn't mean that it doesn't occur. It absolutely does occur. It just does not happen at the same rate and volume that we get during the spring, which is the best, and then summer, which is the second best. This year it's a little bit different. That doesn't mean that spring became summer, which we are right now. It did. Summer is our spring market. However, we're not going to get a summer market in fall. It will just be less. We'll know that. It'll be less than where we're at right now. And that's just because of the overall, the way that the human nature works once the kids go back to school. And so expected market time, as far as that's concerned, you can see, so demand is just booming. When demand booms and inventory is really low, you get this expected market time that drops like a rock, and we're at levels that I've just not seen since I've started tracking in 2012. July 9th, that was a week ago yesterday, 40-day expected market time, down 2 in that 2-week period. SoCal last year was at 82 days. That's the purple line. That's gigantic. It's the lowest since tracking, like I said, at 40 days. And now look at it. We're at 38 days. So we're down 2 days from last Thursday. So if you place your home on the market in all of SoCal, based upon all of active inventory in SoCal and all pending sales demand, you mix those together and the expected market time is 38 days. Of course, that's different from county to county to county and from area to area and price range and attached versus detached. And we run all those in the report. But as far as where we're going to go from here, like I said, so the next report, which is a week from, which I do crunch the numbers, a week from tomorrow, this is probably going to be flat or a little bit down. Then after that, we're going to start to trail up. And it will trail up really, really slowly for some time until, like I told you before, the holidays. I said this on Tuesday. So kids go back to school. That's why this starts to trail up a little bit, and it's only a slight increase because we do have fewer homeowners coming on the market, and we still have strong demand. But then we have the holidays, and once we have the holidays, that's when things slow down and they shift gears even further. So Los Angeles County is at a 47-day expected market time. That's down 1 in a week. Orange County is at 45 days, down 1 in a week. Remember when this thing was like 6, down 7, down 8 in a week? Now it's down 1. Riverside County, down 1 at 32 days. San Bernardino is at 27 days, down 3. Man, I just heard from somebody that's there, and they said there's just absolutely nothing in the market. Everything's in escrow. We need to do a better job of letting people know, hey, you know what? I'm here to tell you right now. Oh, let's do San Diego. San Diego County's at 36 days. That's down 2 in a week. So I can just gauge upon my mailbox. I can tell you this right now. I have received way less postcards, newsletters, all that stuff. This is the time period that we should be educating everybody. We should come at all homeowners with postcards, newsletters, and stuff like that. Send snippets of the housing report. Do something and let them know, even in a postcard form, what is going on. There's very, very low supply and very, very strong demand, and this is the best market for Southern California since I started tracking in 2012. I mean, you can put that in a report and say, according to Reports on Housing, Stephen Thomas, chief economist, just put something on there to educate everybody that's out there. The reason for that is because nobody's getting mail. I'm not getting mail. It's like everybody out there stopped marketing, and this is the time to be marketing to let everybody know what's really going on out there. Because I think there's a lot of homeowners that have no idea how extremely hot the market really is today. And so the whole synopsis of this particular episode is all about it's a great time to buy. People are going, man, but you just said how hard it is to purchase. But it's a really good time to buy. And the reason it's such a hard time to purchase is because it's so wonderful. All of the parameters, like low interest rates. I'm here to tell you, these mortgage interest rates are just spectacular. We just hit, I put the wrong one up here. Dang it. It's my opportunity to finally show you 2.98. So I'm just going to cover it up. Freddie Mac's survey, they do it every Thursday. The one that just came out was at 2.98%. It is below 3% for the first time ever. It's in the 2s. That is such a rocking and rolling, historically low interest rate. We have been doing nothing but going down for several weeks in a row where we're hitting new record after new record. These interest rates are phenomenal. They're amazing. And they are the rocket fuel that is propelling us forward. And it's the whole reason why there's a gaggle of buyers at every door. As far as, is this a good time to purchase? Should I really purchase? The answer to that question is absolutely. Because there is a cost to waiting. If you wait I'm here to tell you there's a cost of waiting, because now, thank you, my love, now at a $700,000 mortgage at 3%, you're looking at $2,951 per month. Last year, we had an interest rate of 3.8%. That was $3,262 per month. That is $311 per month savings right now compared to last year, and it's $3,732 annual savings, and that was an interest rate of 3.8%. Remember 2019, we started off really high and it got lower and lower and lower and lower, and it got down to about 3.5% and then went back up to 3.75%, which is where we were floating all the way until we got to COVID-19. That's the kind of interest rate we were looking at. This kind of interest rate. So where interest rates are today, it's a big, fat, juicy savings. It's incredible. And home values are only anticipated to go up. Please stop listening to so many people out there that are talking about what they think they're going to do as far as home values are concerned, but they're not looking at the fundamentals of supply and demand. They're just not talking about it. And that, when you look at supply and demand, home values right now, because of how incredibly hot the market is, home values can only go up. They're not going to be like spiking up because we do have COVID-19, but they will be slowly but surely going up. And my guesstimate is between 3 and 5% appreciation. And based upon that, you're looking at right now that 2,951 at 3% for 700,000. But if we get 3% appreciation, now you're looking at $721,000 mortgage. I'm assuming 20% down and up 3%. That means now your mortgage is $721,000 for the same home because it appreciated. Now you're looking at it from $2,951 to $3,039 because you waited, and that's assuming that interest rates stay at 3%. And if they did that, you now lost $88 per month, or $1,056. I said annual savings, but that's what the annual savings is if you purchase right now versus wait. Also, how about this one? I forgot to put the little thing there, but if you look at, this is 3%, but this is values up 5%. So I said anywhere from 3 to 5%. I think there are some markets here in Southern California that can definitely have that kind of appreciation. One of those being San Bernardino because they're so darned hot. But you could see the difference, $2,951 to $3,099. That's $148 per month. And it's also $1,776 annual savings if you do it right now. And then how about this one? I also didn't do it there, but this is, let's say that it goes up 5%. Now you're looking at, look at this. And let's say it's going up 3%. Sorry, it's going up 3%. And you have, but interest rates go up 3.75%. You're looking at $388 per month and $4,656 annual savings if you do it now. Let's say, and remember, 3.75% is where we were prior to COVID-19 lockdown. This is not a ridiculous rate. So let's say it's 5% appreciation and 3.75%. You're now looking at $453 per month, $5,436 annual savings if you if you purchase right now. So you wonder why now is a good time to purchase, because I think this is realistic. I think we could see anywhere from 3 to 5% appreciation, and then down the road, as we recover and we're more mindful of the virus and things go more back towards a new normal, but some semblance of normal, that's where it makes sense to cash in right now today, because we'll be dealing with a 3.75% interest rate, and that's still a great interest rate, but you can see the savings right now. That's a lot of money every single year. Wouldn't you all agree? And so let's talk about COVID-19 really quick. I'm just gonna burn through these so I can get to the questions and answers, because we're already at 3:30, but I go into COVID-19, you ask why, and that's because what happens with COVID-19 happens with the economy, which trickles down to housing if we continue to blow it. So we don't want to continue to blow it. We want to be mindful. We want everybody to wear a mask. That's the message that's out there. So there are, otherwise we get this W-shaped recovery that I've talked about, where we're starting to go back up in many, many areas. And then if we have to lock down and things get really bad and ugly, we go back down. That's not good. That's what we refer to as a W-shaped recovery. As far as the world's concerned, from last Tuesday to today, 13,200,000 to 13,925,000. And then the average of 211,900 per day. Now the 7-day moving average is 219,500. So we continue to go in the wrong direction. And as far as the United States is concerned, we were at 3,407,000. Now we're at 3,626,000. 61,000 was the average moving average for the last 7 days, and now it's 65,500 for the last 7 days. So you can see the moving averages continue to go up, which means that we need this to plateau and then start to come down. Remember those charts where they show you the 7-day moving average and it looks like this? It looks like a nice little hump. We need this to turn into a hump and come down. That's what we're watching for. And this is testing. How is testing going? Well, we're at least hovering right between that 8 and 9%. We need to do more testing. We did 831,000. We need to do 1 million probably to get this thing closer to 5%. And that's what a lot of the scientists were saying way back when. And this shows you why, because you can't really do really good contact tracing until we get it below a 5% positivity rate. So we'll continue to watch that. California at 336.5 last Tuesday. It's at 365 today, but I'm really fascinated with this right here. This is actually good news for California. And I think that's because we took really aggressive measures again, because we were averaging 8,900 per day. And that was on Tuesday. Guess what? 3 days later, guess what we're averaging? 88, 89, which means kind of hit a plateau. We're no longer continuing to go up like the rest of the United States. Good news for California. I was glad to see that. Actually, it gives me chills just saying it, because man, I want to go back to some semblance of normal. Let's all do it. Let's wear a mask. As far as unlocking is concerned, you heard Gavin Newsom's talk about kids are not to go back to school, and I believe that would be the public school system in any of the counties that are in lockdown. That would include all of Southern California. That was today. My wife's looking at me like, are you kidding me? Yes, that was today. Until we start to see the numbers go down for a 14-day period. And as far as the resurgence is concerned, the numbers that are reversing course, as far as the way unlocking the economy, this is where they're reversing course. The only one that's kind of still going towards reopening completely is Georgia. But this whole Sun Belt is where we're getting where there's a major problem as far as COVID-19 is concerned. So macroeconomic outlook, we're going to talk about this. Why am I looking at that? Because I told you, it's coronavirus first, because we got to see what's going on with that, to see what happens with macro. What happens with the macroeconomic outlook happens to us. So initial unemployment claims. I like this chart from CNBC because it shows you that, yes, we're doing much better at 1.3 million. This is actually worse than what they thought. They thought it was going to come in, I think, at 1.2. And if you draw a line across, we weren't there during the Great Recession. So we're still putting up numbers on a weekly basis of initial unemployment claims that beat every single month of the Great Recession. So understand that there's still a number of people that are unemployed. And as far as the continuing claims for unemployment insurance, it's now at 17.3 million. It's coming down slightly, which means a lot of people are going back to work across the United States. We'll have to see what happens in areas like California where they're reversing course, and probably in Florida and Texas. But this is what I want to also show everybody, the number of employed in millions across the United States. There are now 120 million employed. Prior to this, we were in the 130s. Now we're at 120 million. There's still 120 million people that are employed out there. People are wondering, where's all this demand coming from with all the unemployment? This is where it's at. I need to show you that. 120 million employed. And the young workers are hit hardest by COVID-19. And these right here down 2% as far as percentage change in employment since December 2019 by education and age. It's only down 2% if you have a bachelor's degree. It's down 8.8% from 25 to 54. It's down 10.5%. That's everybody. It's down 20.6% from ages 16 to 24. These are the people that are really impacted. And if you don't have a high school diploma, down 25.8%. So you can see who overall is affected and is part of this unemployment. And this is statistics that put this together. I think this is a really good way of explaining how come there's so much demand in housing. It's because it really hasn't affected the people with the four-year educations, the bachelor's degrees. As far as rent payments are concerned, because everybody's still being made whole and they're getting that $600 per week, which expires at the end of this month. We're still getting, this is 2019 to 2020. This is only through the first, through the 13th of July. 87.6% have paid their mortgage for the month of July. It was at 90.1% after the 16th. By the time we get to the end of the month, there's still people that pay late, and it gets towards the 95 percentile by the time you get to the end of the month. But this is something to watch. You can see it's not any catastrophic change. It is down, but not nearly as much as what some might think, because people, a lot of the headlines are this initial headline that they take on the 6th, where every year, even last year, the initial point that they take on the 6th shows that a lot of people don't pay on time. And this is just a rent payment tracker, full month results. I'll have this for any of my subscribers. You can contact me. We'll get you a copy of this presentation because I want to get into the Q&A. And just know that retail sales have bounced back. This looks very V-ish. This is monthly retail control purchases year over year with recessions highlighted. And you can see this is where it's at. It's all the way up to here. That's pretty darn strong. So active forbearance plans, number of homes that are in forbearance dropped from 7.82% to 7.77% of all loans across the United States. That's good news. Go to reportsonhousing.com. Click on subscribe. That's REPORTS onhousing.com. You get a month free if you sign up using the coupon code JULY. And there's sample reports. And I'd like to thank Kevin Buddy. Oh my gosh, he is such a fantastic gentleman that's been doing this for a very, very long time at Monarch Coast Financial. It's more than one kind of borrow, more than one kind of loan. They do all kinds of loans, from full documentation to private money loans. And it's all about experience as well, especially with Kevin, because you can count on him to help find financing solutions. He can practically write the book. He's helped more buyers finance their dream homes than just about anybody out there, man. He's done it for a long time. Since 1976, he has been in the mortgage industry, so helping buyers and realtors with their financing needs. And you can reach Kevin Buddy at 949-422-2075. That's 949-422-2075. Now, the cocktail Q&A. So, I think I need to move my chair. Oh. Did I do that? Did I make that go blank? I liked my graphic. It's all right. I'll go right in the middle of my cocktail Q&A graphic. So let's go ahead and ask away. Any questions that you might have, go ahead and ask away. I'm more than happy to answer. And you're asking me what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Space Dust IPA. It is absolutely fantastic. If you like an IPA, this is it. Delicious. I think I answered that, Lisa. Cheers. Any other questions other than what kind of beer I am drinking?
Let's see if I can see anything before.
Were there any from before? Innies? It was the Innies? Kevin is legit. Fred, that's great. Good choice. It's a good beer.
Somebody.
How's the foot? I'm in a boot. Still, I need a copy of the slides, please. I will get you a copy of the slides.
What will happen to rentals and rents?
What will happen to rentals and rents? Well, I can tell you this right now. What we've seen is the increase in rents are starting to, what's driving the decline in interest rates? Okay, right now what we're seeing in rents is it's plateauing. I mean, it's going up, but it's only going up slightly compared to where we it's only going up. It's only going up slowly compared to the velocity of what it normally does in a normal market, like it would have continued to do. Instead, it's still increasing, but just not at the same rate. If it's anything like the Great Recession, which I think it most likely is not, I think we're just going to get a slight increase at best and flat at the worst. And if you look at what happened even during the Great Recession, we didn't get a lot of drop in as far as rentals were concerned. It just stopped going like this and then flattened out. So I think most likely we're going to get a slight increase. What's driving the decline in interest rates? Well, the 10-year Treasury actually is at the level, if you look historically, there is a stickiness to the 10-year Treasury, where if you look at the 10-year Treasury, there's a certain percentage where the 30-year mortgage typically is. And based upon where the 10-year treasury is today, we should have actually interest rates at 2.5% if you go backwards in time to see what the averages are. And instead, we have interest rates at 3%. Now, it's been at that low level, and we had interest rates all the way at 3.5%. They were even getting towards 4%. So slowly but surely, as the system has figured out and there's more of an appetite from investors' point of view, we're getting it to, it's slowly but surely coming down. I didn't anticipate it getting much lower than 3%, and I say 2.98% is pretty much 3%. I think that it's going to stay right around there. It might come down a little bit. We'll just have to wait and see. I think the person to talk to and ask those kind of questions is Logan Mohtashami, Mohtashami. He knows the 10-year and mortgage interest rates better than anybody else I know out there. So what's driving all? Do you think the rollover will be in August or September? Do you think the rollover will be in August or September? What rollover? Lynn, if you can explain what you mean by the rollover. I have been sitting in front of a computer too long today, and my brain is having a hard time processing things. Hi, let's see. So please clarify that, and I will definitely answer it. Any information about seniors buying and selling in this market? Yeah, you know what? I looked at different areas that I know of, Seal Beach, and Costa del Sol, and Laguna Woods, and those markets are still doing okay. They're actually still selling. It's just that it's not the normal way of selling because they have their protocols, but still things are moving, just not at the same velocity. And it's also prohibited some people from selling. Some people have to sell due to health reasons and things like that. Any updates on non-owner occupied properties? Yeah, I just don't see non-owner occupied properties there have been any kind of a wave or anything like that, because like I said, a lot of these are rentals, and rents are still doing are doing pretty good. Because look at where, if you have somebody that is renting from you that has a 4-year degree, they're not the ones that are typically affected by this COVID-19 and everything that's happened. Because think about it, it's the retail, it's hospitality, it's a whole bunch of the sectors that don't really require that 4-year degree. Does that mean that there are some that have definitely affected? It's just not in the huge volume as in those segments of the economy. Let's see. The Fed, yeah, the Fed's going to continue to do whatever they can. And people say it's printing money. They're actually not printing money right now. The only thing that they're doing is they're purchasing assets, and everything is electronic. So there's currently no printing of money. Because that's the thing, that people think that because they're doing all this stuff that they've got this bank account and they're just throwing money and they have to print it out in order to make it even. That's actually not what's happening. That could happen later on down the road, but I don't want to get into that because that's getting into the weeds as far as just talking about economics. Good information, Stephen. Thank you. What do you use on your hair? That's funny, Rosalinda. I use paste, and I need a haircut because my hair is getting a little bit long, and in order to get it together, I have to use this thick paste. How about subordination? You are breaking up, or is it just me? Typically, when you're breaking up, I don't think it's me, unless somebody else will legitimately say that they're also having the same issues, and we typically hear it from others. What ends up happening is sometimes the connection is bad. You need to get off and get back in, and then it's typically better. Syed. How about subordination? Would banks willing to subordinate? Yeah. I don't, not yet. I don't think so. Guita said we are okay. Let's see. What percentage average home is overpriced, and is there a ratio versus days on market? I'm here to tell you right now, I'm not a fan of days on market. Please stop looking at days on market. That's why I was representing sellers back in the day. And the reason I came up with the expected market time and looked at inventory, active inventory versus the last 30 days worth of pending sales is because that's how I could understand coming up with the true velocity of where the market's at right now. Because let's say you got a home, it's in a higher price range, there's 15 on the market and one goes into escrow within the last 30 days. You can tell your seller only one person was successful and yet there are 15 that remain on the market. You can, from that you can gauge it's kind of slow. Now, the kind of market that we're in today is there's 15 that came on the market within the 15 on the market right now, and within the last 30 days, 15 went into escrow. From that, you can gauge it's really fast, and that is where we derived the expected market time. As far as average days on market, if there's a flood of new homes that come on the market, well, yes, the average days on market will drop. However, what typically remains on the market are homes that were overpriced or have been sitting, or there's something wrong with it, or there's a reason why it's not selling. And that's what my latest report is about, is homes that are sitting on the market. So subscribe, and that's what you'll get for LA, Orange County, San Diego. Right now, I'll give you the last one, and if you're San Marino Riverside, it's coming. But that's typically what happens. The average home is going to sell in a very fast amount of time if they do all the right things. Get their home ready, that type of thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I hear somebody.
He's naked.
Uh-oh, really?
He can't go on camera.
Uh-oh, he can't go on camera. Looks like our potty, we might have had a potty training accident. Cheers to potty training, 2-year-olds.
You want to say hi to Daddy?
Yeah, what are your thoughts about senior marketing, selling, and buying these days? A lot of this stuff has to be done on you go purchase it and then you go see the property type of thing. And guess what? In this kind of a hot market, it's actually happening. And as far as seniors are concerned, they can go ahead and purchase doing the same thing. A lot of this stuff can be done online if they want to make a move. Hi, do you want to say hello? Come around. I guess you'll come this way. Yeah, come that way. Go around. I have somebody that wants to say hi. He's making a surprise appearance. This is Ezekiel. He's wearing his Blippi outfit, by the way. He loves Blippi. What's the other thing that he likes? It's called Cocoa Melon.
And Mickey Mouse.
Oh my gosh, and Mickey Mouse. These are his 3 things. Say hello.
No.
Say, I woke up from nap.
I
Nap.
Nah.
Love you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Mama.
We'll be there at the end, everybody. Not yet. So, what are your thoughts about senior marketing and selling? So, yeah, you just have to do it a new way. I mean, we've all adapted, and we're all figuring out different ways of doing it. Seniors, too. They want to still make a move. They could do it. A lot of it has to be done electronically. Let's show them how to do it. Get the kids involved, that type of thing. How do you suggest we try to convince homeowners to sell? The bottom line is show them all the data. Show them the data. That's really what it's all about. Make sure you get them the data, what's going on. I don't know if I can put the C more on this. It's a big one. My love, can you tell me Nancy Miller?
Yeah.
McIntyre Miller?
Yes.
I can't hit more and for some reason it doesn't do it.
Yeah, I got it. How do you suggest we try to convince homeowners to sell? We're finding some reluctancy to sell because they do not want people going through their house.
There are ways of going about this. If you got somebody that really doesn't want to do it, well then do it the old-fashioned way where there's one day that they go and see it. You place your home on the market, it's got to be priced right, you got to do all the right things, you got to get all the virtual tours and 360 degree. This is what I would do. I'm not saying this is the right recipe, but this is what I've heard out there. You can even do, as an agent, you can do a virtual open house tour where you walk around and you answer questions and all that stuff. You can do a Zoom. There's a lot of different ways of doing that. And then you put it out there on one date, everybody can go see it, and then you'll be accepting offers. That means that you have to do your homework, you have to have it priced right, you have to be doing all the things, you have to take the latest report, take into consideration what needs to be done so that you don't sit. And then you gather and then you have it professionally cleaned. There are professional cleaning companies that will go through there and make sure that they use all the right equipment so that they're in good hands. That is a recipe that I would present to homeowners that are reluctant to place their home on the market. So, let's see. Hi, Jared. Do I have more? Lynn Campbell, declining number of homes and buyers. So what was our first part of the question? Declining number of homes and buyers. Yeah, so by the time we get to the fall, we will have that declining number of homes and buyers coming on. That will typically happen in September. That's when we start to see it in the numbers. Demand starts to diminish, and so do the number of homes coming on the market, and that's just a recipe of what we call the fall market. Of course, I do put a gigantic asterisk, and the gigantic asterisk is the low interest rates at 3%. That can continue to fuel demand at a more rapid rate because we've never seen rates here before. And with so much online learning, you can kind of move kids around too. So that's another aspect of it that I had not thought about before, but they can. They can move. They can move and still do their online learning. If they're doing online learning all the time, they could do online learning while they're in a hotel room, wherever they're at. I could be doing this Facebook Live from the Bahamas. Maybe I am. My wife's shaking her head. Great pictures and virtual 360 walkthrough. Yes. If you had disposable income to invest publicly traded home building companies, a good bet? Oh yeah. There's not enough homes that have been built across the United States, and they hit the pause button. And we still have that problem. There's a lack of homes that they're building, and they're building it at a different rate than they did prior to the Great Recession. So now they're always a little bit behind as far as what they really have already needed to do, and that's where we're going to probably see more permits. So I think it's a good bet on the new builder side. So yeah, Jeff, I think that's a great idea. Let's see, and hey Steve, let's get together for some beers and sardines. You know what? We'll have Athena come along because she ate a sardine, and I had to bring her breakfast in bed for doing it. What are interest rates for investment properties, second homes? Yeah, you know what, Cynthia? Talk to your lender. I follow a whole bunch of different things, but I'm not the one to quote that. That's not my lane. So, do you know of any jumbo loan opportunities with zero down? Once again, I know of some fantastic lenders. Kevin Buddy, he's one doing this. He's with Monarch Coast Financial. I had his phone number up earlier. Contact him. He knows what all these different arenas. Not me. That's a question for him. He's at 949-422-2075. Kevin Buddy. Hey Logan, how are you doing? Any update on the luxury market in SoCal? How do you see 2021 in terms of appreciation? Man, I am perplexed at how incredibly sizzling hot the luxury market is. I actually thought we were going to hit the snooze button and it would take longer to come on because I'm going by anecdotal past problems that we've had and coming back. I knew that we'd hit some sort of a V in the rest of the market, but I wasn't anticipating it as rapidly as we got it even in the luxury. As a matter of fact, luxury is pumping on all cylinders right now in all 5 Southern California markets that I'm tracking. It's absolutely phenomenal. As my son in the background grabs a truck, that is Zeke in the background. So my bubble friends won't talk to me anymore. Yeah, I'm getting a lot less bubble comments on my different posts, Logan. I think you are too. They're not around. Well, it comes down to fundamentals. Logan knows. It comes down to having some sort of a model and following it. And when you look at that model and you look at everything, I mean, you're going to come up with a pretty good idea of exactly where we're at. And the more that everything transpires and all the different trend lines and all that, you can kind of see where we're at. So versus speculating and hoping for this is the way that things are going to happen. And eventually, as Logan has pointed out many times before, eventually anybody that says that we're going to get this, it's going to happen. Like we're going to get, house values are going to come down. Eventually, someday, house values will come down. It's just not their number right now. Eventually, we're going to get a recession in 2020. I don't think anybody foresaw what happened with COVID-19 coming down the pike. So, yeah, you got your recession, but like I said, I called it a pandestion. I want to see a recession based upon an industry that goes kaput, and it was bubblicious. Is there any way to track numbers of multiple offers being presented? I'm finding 4 to 6 offers easily on good listings. Yeah, you know what? I heard that this property in San Bernardino. I was talking to somebody, like I said, San Bernardino says there's just not enough homes on the market. Everything's in escrow. 25 offers on a property. So at $350,000, that's the kind of velocity that they're experiencing. We're experiencing it all over Southern California. I know that CAR tracks this, so it'll be interesting to listen to CAR. Matter of fact, anybody that's a real estate agent, you can go to car.org, or if you know of a real estate agent, they can help you out with getting a copy of the presentations that they're putting together all the time. They're doing these different updates, and they can get you what the multiple offer count is. And a lot of it is through surveys as well that they're doing. That's how they answer that. So adorable. Yes, he is. Am I that far behind? Holy cow. He's darling. He was in my hands a moment ago. Luxury market update, please. Yeah, I will get a luxury market update going. Maybe we'll do that for next Friday. Now I'm only down to once per week. And you got to subscribe to the housing report. I give you a luxury market update every single report and go into detail. There's a paragraph devoted to the luxury market. Permits were up in today's report by 2.5%. That's right, Randy. That is just the beginning. Have any of the big banks given any guidance on future foreclosures? Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of following this foreclosure thing. It's kind of like the what Logan was referring to, where there's a lot of people that are rooting for this, and the people that are rooting the loudest for it are the people that are actually have something to gain by a distressed wave. I don't foresee this distressed wave happening. I don't foresee it happening, but there will be a segment of the population that has a problem. Let's call it the people that put less than 5% down or less within the last couple of years, lost their job, and now need to go and sell. Well, we all know that because of how much it costs to sell a home, that they will be slightly upside down. So those are the people that will be vulnerable. So will there be more? Yeah, probably 2021 story, but not anything to write home about. Not a wave. I just don't foresee a wave coming. I do see a slight increase. I look at it more as what I call a lake wave. I've done that before. It's kind of like a ripple. So yeah, there will be more. You're just not going to notice it in the marketplace, and we'll follow that, and we'll track that, and we'll let you know as we see more and more come on. But right now, I can't even track it at all because I just don't see it. And a lot of these people, they're tracking people that are not paying as the people that are in forbearance. Well, yeah, but I just showed you the number of people in forbearance is dropping right now on its own right now, and that will continue to drop. And most of those people will be deferring their payments. Let's see, where are we at? Any advice for newer agents? Number one, subscribe to my report. I've actually heard from agents that were subscribers to my report that just got into the business, and they said it made them so that they could read that and they can articulate that to their friends, family, to prospective clients in open houses back in the day when you did them. But you could do it on Facebook Lives. You could do it on many different ways. I have people that reiterate what I say in a Facebook Live, or they email out a video to everybody. There's a lot of ways of doing this, but what it does is when you're in front of them, you know exactly what's going on in the marketplace, and yet you just stepped foot into the marketplace. You're not dealing with a lot of people, but in reading the report, it's the flavor of what's going on in the market, and it allows you to talk to consumers and really articulate what's going on in the market. So that's number one. Number one, I would be doing that. And number two, if it was me, I was a big sphere of influence guy. It is get everybody that you know in a database and go after them. This is not much to do with economics of housing, but I was a real estate agent, and I did well as a real estate agent, and just basically target your sphere of influence and past clients, because those are the people that are most inclined to be working with you. I think, hey, what is that? So I think we're done. I think I got to the end. Did you see any more?
Nope.
Cheers. And where are we at? 4 o'clock, half hour. Happy half hour. I've been a subscriber for a long time. Thank you, Stephen. Yes. Awesome.
Did you say thank you, Stephen?
Oh, I was reading it. No. I don't have that big of an ego, my love. My kids keep me in check all the time. So, cheers, 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 Lisa. What are you drinking, Lisa? She's the one that brought this happy hour thing. Mrs. Lisa Dunn. She's awesome, talented real estate agent. Well, is that my alarm? I think it is. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy it. I'm going to go enjoy this 2-year-old that obviously needs some attention from his father. Oh, I have Athena. She wants to say hello and goodbye. So this is my Athena Rose. She's bringing us Luna, our adopted dog. Ask us, it's an adopted dog. So all bets are what kind of dog this is. Let's see if we can hold her up. So we think that she's half Chihuahua, half Dachshund. What's your guess? Put them in the comments. Thank you very much. You have anything to say to everybody?
Hi, and
You're gonna have a great weekend?
yeah,
What are you gonna do this weekend?
I don't know, hang out with my family.
That's a good thing that you're gonna do this weekend. That's what we've been doing since COVID-19 lockdown. We hang out as a family, don't we? How about you, Luna? What are you gonna do? You're going to pee outside. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the other side of the weekend. And the next housing debrief is Friday at 3 p.m. So a week from today is the next housing debrief. So thank you, Kevin Buddy, for your sponsorship, and we'll see you on the other side.